Hi everybody, I hope you're doing great. Welcome to another episode of whatever this shit show is. Oh, my cancer journey, yeah. I am on my way to the surgeon's office to get this big bulky bandage off my shoulder and the stitches out. I don't know if they'll put another bandage on or not. They had kind of suggested they might, but I don't know. It's arthroscopic, so I only have maybe 2 or 3 very small incisions. Hurts like a bugger, not the incisions, but the bone where they cut it, and some muscle that I don't know. I don't know anything really about what they did except for what Chris told me. So I guess I will find out the rest of the details today. Anyway, minimal makeup today. I can see myself in the viewfinder. Sorry. No, not sorry. I'm just kidding. I just want to get out of this pain. I stopped taking all major like painkillers. Not that I had a lot of major, just one. I was taking something just to help me sleep for the last few nights, but now I'm pretty sure I don't need to even do that. Anyway, I can get some glare out of here. I don't know if they're going to suggest PT again or just do my home exercises. I think I would like to just do my home exercises because what they did for me pre-op was very valuable. But once they gave me my home exercises, all I was doing was coming in to do that in front of them, which I was already doing every day. And for the most part, I have all the equipment that I need. So it's costing me hundreds of dollars a month that I don't really have. So I'm hoping that the surgeon will accept that because I am very proactive when it comes to the PT at home. Right now, I'm just playing with the range of motion and I don't have a whole lot of it. And I don't even like driving with one hand. But my other hand will move. Like I have it near the steering wheel. Like I have it near the steering wheel. And it'll do in a pinch, but I just know it's going to hurt if I have some kind of urgent matter that needs both hands. So just driving slow and easy and being very careful about what's going on around me. Because I had a neighbor who almost hit me. And that was the other day. That was the first time I actually left the house since the surgery, so that was a little scary. Anyway, I'm surprised I didn't get an email. Nah, I'm not surprised actually. He knew he was in the wrong there. Anyway, I'm not going to go over it, but always drive defensively. You don't know what the other guy's doing. These are crazy times. So I was thinking about this yesterday, about what managed healthcare means. And I've advocated, managing your own healthcare for a very long time, which would include getting second opinions or, going with your gut, questioning authority when you don't feel like something's right, and following through. Like sometimes paperwork does not get where it needs to go. And I gave you an example about my DNR at the hospital, that they couldn't find it until they decided it might be in the old system. They were just moving over the system. And I'm hoping that someone decided maybe we should look for all the DNRs, because that could really mess somebody's life up, literally. So follow up on things, you know. If you don't hear back from somebody you're supposed to hear back from, do a follow up. Now, I now think that the phrase managed healthcare is going to be changing. We all know that the health system is broken in the US. It's broken all over the world, actually. It's just broken, and it's just the fracture points are a little different. But all the things you've heard about people in the UK having to wait and the system failing them, that's going to happen here. We may not have the same system, but I really do believe that it's going to get a lot worse before it gets better. This is not a political commentary, by the way. I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about, you know, and I also do think it'll get better again, but I think for the next couple of years we're going to have some issues. It's already getting to the point where, like, I can't even really call my doctor's office without a problem. All of these offices are getting gobbled up by hospitals, hospital organizations, and capital America. And they don't care about our health. They care about the bottom line. And that's the moolah. I haven't said that word for a long time. Moolah. But that is the case. And your decisions are being made for you. We're not all empowered enough to make our own choices, except for maybe changing doctors, if you can. There are countries where that's it. This is your doctor, probably assigned to you, and you can't go anywhere else, so you have to like them. So while they are being acquired by larger corporations, they're also changing the rules. So I mentioned a minute ago that I have a problem getting in touch with my doctor. When I call, it rings. Not even an answering service. And I brought that up to my doctor. Like, I tried to make an appointment for Neon. I also wanted to get in touch with him for medications, and he said that he apologized. He said it was the system was down. It wasn't down. What I found out was that the new head of their office, namely UPMC, has decided that their front desk is no longer needed to do that. I mean, no, I don't know that anybody got let go, but now they have a service, an outside agency that makes all your initial appointments, and it's hard to even reach the office now. All your initial appointments, as well as, you know, you can make an appointment, I meant to say. Now you've got an outside agency making all of your appointments. The only appointment that you can make is while you're in the office for like a follow-up or something. And when I did finally reach someone, I asked them what the deal was. This is, we're not the office, we're a service that we were hired by the office, which I don't really think that's necessarily the case. And yeah, we've been really, really busy. So sorry about that. I mean, if you have an urgent matter, you're supposed to go to urgent care and wait an hour and a half there. And if you have a real serious life-threatening emergency, you're supposed to go to the emergency room. And if you're lucky, you don't have to wait an hour and a half there. course, who can afford that? I mean, people can't even afford their insurance premiums, and they have less doctor time, and the doctors, they don't have enough doctors. Doctors are trying to get into administration now. It's just too stressful. They spend more time at a computer than they actually spend with patients. Same with nurses. They'll come in and take your vitals before the doctor gets there, and then they go over to their computer, or they're walking around with their computer. And then everything is starting to get handled by AI. Then that's who I've heard will at some point be making your medical decisions. Whether you will be eligible for this surgery or that medication will be out of your hands. It takes away a lot of jobs. And they say AI will be very capable of doing that. Trust that? Because there's no subjective quality in making that decision. That should be made by a human. That should be made by a human. My gosh. Like, what if they get it wrong? I mean, I would hope at least that we can have doctors with veto power, appeal a ruling. But I don't know. I feel like a lot of power is being taken away. So, here's what I think managed healthcare will be for a while. And managed healthcare is something we should all be doing anyway. But the managed healthcare I'm talking about is managing your health at home. That includes the least amount of processed food that you can. It means more whole food and more protein in beans, and there's a lot of great food out there, fruits, veggies, and as many as, like I said, that you can afford. And a lot of people say that if you shop properly, that Whole Foods are actually less expensive than stuff in the box. Maybe that's in quantity or value, I don't know. It's a different video. But managed healthcare means getting some exercise. It means not smoking and really minimal or no alcohol. This depends on how serious things are for you. And you know what? I don't believe in one size fits all. I believe we all have to take our health into consideration, and what do you need to be healthier than you are now? Is it less sugar, less carbs, more exercise? Maybe strengthening muscles, maybe walking more. And if you can't walk, then maybe there's something else you can do. Chair aerobics. Yeah, they have that. YouTube. Yeah, we have to break some really bad habits. We need to stay as healthy as we can. With the economy and people's insurance premiums already going up, people may have to make a decision on whether to have insurance or not. It might mean the difference of putting food on the table. So what I'm saying is, stay as healthy as you can. Become healthier than you are now. Because the resources they're hurting. There's less funding to food banks and all that stuff. And we'll talk about that in another thing. But again, this is not about politics. I mean, I could go there, but this is more of my idea of humanitarian effort. I'm concerned for myself as well. And holistic medicine, making choices that way, the right supplements. And, if you're blessed enough to know a naturopath, if not, I believe that there may be some resources online for like telehealth visits, and most of them are not going to be accepted for insurance, but it may be worth, one or two visits in person or virtually to get assessed on what would help you get healthier. And some of you have like up-to-date lab work. Like, I know what I'm low in, and those are the supplements that I'm taking. I mean, I haven't just given up because I'm dying of cancer. I still want to take care of myself. I'm probably a little more indulgent than I was before my diagnosis, because, I didn't think I'd be here by now, so why wouldn't I, have that donut, or, you know what I mean? And then I put on a couple pounds. But yeah, managing your healthcare is managing your well-being. And it's no longer about second opinions. And I mean, yes, it is still, but we may not have those options. I believe that sometimes things have to fall apart before they can come back together better than ever. So that's what I'm hoping for. Okay, that's my rant for the day. I'll let you know how the shoulder looks. And I mean, I can see a lot of bruising, and that's just what's showing outside of the bandage. So I don't expect it to look pretty, but this padding under my bandages, it's cumbersome, and there's a lot of pain, specifically in one muscle, and it's one of these things I just can't get my arm comfortable. And it's 1 week post-op, exactly 1 week today. I don't know. I'm looking forward to just getting this done, getting my range of motion back, and just getting on with things. This is just a distraction. Okay, that's it for now. I love you all, and I want you to take good care of yourselves. Bye.